What is Melbourne Day? Melbourne Day is celebrated annually on August 30th. It marks the anniversary of the first European settlement in 1835, the founding of Melbourne. When was Melbourne founded? Settlers who sailed from Van Diemen's Land, Tasmania, aboard the schooner Enterprise landed on the north bank of the Yarra River and established the first permanent settlement, where the Immigration Museum at the old Customs House on the corner of William and Flinders Streets stands, and the place today known as Enterprise Park. This is officially accepted by the City of Melbourne, Royal Historical Society of Victoria, and Melbourne Day Committee. Melbourne Day Committee was established to help correct the record about the founding of Melbourne and celebrate its anniversaries.
Who were the first settlers? The first settlers were those on board the Enterprise, her crew and passengers. John Lancy, Master Mariner, leader of the settlers, and Faulkner's representative. Peter Hunter, Enterprise's captain. George Evans, plasterer builder. Evan Evans, George Evans servant. William Jackson and Robert Haymar, carpenters. Charles Wise, Faulkner's servant and ploughman. Thomas Morgan, Faulkner's general servant. James Gilbert blacksmith, and his pregnant wife Mary. And Mary's cat. Shouldn't Aboriginal Australians be acknowledged as the first people? Definitely. The 5 groups who formed the Kulin Nation are acknowledged as the first people and traditional owners of the land that became Melbourne, and who lived here for tens of thousands of years before European settlement. Melbourne Day is also a time to celebrate and support our city's Indigenous culture and heritage, and also to remember the impact of European arrival on the people of the Kulin Nation. The Wurundjeri, Woiwurrung, Boonwurrung, Tongurong, Jajoring and the Withoring. Dave Johnston, Director, Boonwurrung Foundation. Did you know? Melbourne's first settlers brought 13 liters of gin and other cargo when they arrived aboard the Enterprise in 1835. How did Melbourne get its name? Melbourne had many unofficial names in its first years, including Bitmania, Barabras, Bearport, Dudergalla, Bearheap, and most popularly the settlement. The first official name proposed was Glenelg. But Governor Sir Richard Bourke overruled this, and on his visit in March 1837 decided on Melbourne, after the then British Prime Minister William Lamb, 2nd Viscount Melbourne, who resided in the village of Melbourne in Derbyshire in the English Midlands. Our Derbyshire namesake is also known for the birthplace of Thomas Cook, founder of the worldwide travel agency. What is the Melbourne flag? The City of Melbourne flag features a white background divided into 4 quadrants by the Red Cross of St. George, the patron saint of England, and inspired by the English flag. The flag is identical to the official coat of arms, which itself is adopted from the Common Seal approved in 1843. In its center is a royal crown, signifying our link to the British monarchy. The 4 other items are a fleece hanging from a red ring, a bull, a ship, and a whale. These cantons represent the main activities on which the economy of Melbourne was based in the mid-19th century: wool growing, cattle raising, shipping, and whaling. The flag is special and can be seen at Enterprise Park, atop Melbourne Town Hall, on the bonnet of the Lord Mayor's official car, atop the Enterprise's mast, and a few other places.
Wish I knew what you were. happy birthday, Melbourne. It's the city's 185th anniversary today, but COVID has crashed the party. Normally, Melbourne Day involves music, school groups and a special flag-raising ceremony at the Yarra River where the crew of the Enterprise arrived. But the city is eerily silent this year in the grip, of course, of stage 4 lockdowns for at least another 2 weeks. So residents are being urged to bake their own cakes and snap Melbourne selfies or Melfies at their very homes. Well, Olympian Sue Stanley from the Melbourne Day Committee joins us now. Good morning to you, Sue. Geez, it's really difficult to see this beautiful, world-famous, vibrant city. I love Melbourne, just looking so different this year. I mean, do people even feel like celebrating?
I know. Good morning, Mon, and I can honestly say it is pretty devastating to see what's happening in our beautiful city that we have here in Melbourne. And it is such a shame, but we are tough, we're resilient, and we will get back to it. It's just a matter of time. So to all my fellow Victorians and Melburnians out there, hang in there because we're nearly there to bring our vibrant city back to what it was.
I mean, it is a really good opportunity to just remind everybody about what a great city Melbourne is. But how do you fire people up for a celebration when they're in lockdown? And what are you asking people to do?
Well, we're after asking people to bake their cakes, their favourite, cupcakes. We've also go to melbourneday.com and we've got some little sort of pictures here, which is Melbourne Day's birthday. Take a little bit of a selfie, post it on social media, and also just think about where we came from. I mean, Melbourne is just such an amazing city with all our cafes, restaurants and everything that we love to enjoy. And yes, sure, Melbourne is 185 years of age, but we've also got 40,000 years of history before that. So it's just a matter of what actually happened back in our past and remember our Indigenous culture to what impact that our white settlement had on what we are here today, and just remember the whole history. So if everyone's out there, nothing to do, which is what we are doing here in lockdown in stage 4, is jump onto our website because we've got an amazing educational kit. So if you've got kids out there, there's a Gilbert the Cat educational kit that they can actually learn from. There's also, they can download the Melbourne Day flag and they can colour it in and then just learn about the history, about what made who we are today and remember where we came from.
Okay, so just on that, as an Olympian and a 4-time world champion in aerobics, we know you're competitive, Sue. You've just given us a couple of facts there. First of all, who was Gilbert the Cat?
Gilbert the Cat was the first cat that came on an Enterprise ship, and it was owned by Mary Gilbert, who came on the ship. And it was actually a cat that was very useful in the days because it actually kept away all the rodents off the Enterprise and all this, also their habitat.
Yes, unlike my cat right now that actually serves only the purpose of being a gorgeous member of the family. Okay, so second question. It's been 185 years since the crew of the Enterprise arrived in the Yarra in search of grazing land. Where did their journey begin and how many litres, importantly, of gin were on board?
Well, that's the most important part, how was it? It actually came from Launceston and it arrived on the North Shore on the river there where Enterprise Park is, and they actually had 13 tonne of gin.
Oh my gosh, you're so right.
I can't believe you know that. Hard when they got here.
I thought we were going to stump you with these, Sue. Okay, I'll give you another one. Okay, let's look at the Melbourne flag, if we've got that now. What are the symbols that are on Melbourne's flag and why?
Well, this is an interesting one. It's usually done, they're called cantons, so 4 quarters, and you'll find there's one there which is the sheep, which obviously was for the wool, merino wool, and obviously the cow is for the beef. The whale was for the whaling that happened at the time, and the ship, because they didn't have any internet or any transportation at the time, they actually had to go from port to port via ship. So that was the industries that were associated when it first came to Melbourne.
Sue, you're not only a fantastic aerobics champion, you're also good at the quiz. Thank you so much, and also for reminding everyone that even though it's only been 185 years of European settlement in Melbourne, of course, there are thousands and thousands of years of Indigenous heritage here, and we remember that today as well. Thank you so much for being with us, and a happy birthday to Melbourne.
Thank you. Happy birthday, Melbourne.
See you.